The following content is strictly intended for educational and entertainment purposes. The reported facts come from public testimonies and official judicial sources regarding the federal trial of Shai Daikon. On the 22nd day of Diddy's trial, things took a dramatically explosive turn. Not only because of what happened inside the courtroom, but also due to the chaos that unfolded outside the courthouse steps that morning. Kanye West and his wife Bianca Censori attempted to enter the courtroom to attend the trial. They were blocked by Secret Service agents, denied entry. What seemed like a simple act of support for a friend quickly turned into one of the most shocking moments of the entire legal process. Inside the courtroom, Jane Doe, whose identity remained protected, was testifying about her experiences with Diddy. During her testimony, she mentioned a trip to Las Vegas in January 2024 with a famous rapper and his wife, a rapper she described as an icon, very close to Diddy. The details she gave matched exactly with Kanye West and Bianca Censori's movements during that time. When Secret Service blocked Kanye from entering, Diddy's lawyer leaned in and whispered something to him. Diddy's face fell. He realized that his friend hadn't come to support him, but possibly to defend himself from the allegations that were about to be revealed. This was Jane's 6th day of testimony. 6 exhausting days where she detailed her toxic relationship with Diddy from 2021 to August 2024. She looked drained, holding a box of tissues, unaware of the storm erupting outside due to her words. Prosecutor Maureen Comey was leading the cross-examination. Jane was about to reveal details that would shake Hollywood. She began with a chilling message Diddy sent to a male escort and personal trainer named Paul in June 2023. The message read, "I'm going to need you to persuade her." Jane had never seen that message before. Her voice cracked as she read it aloud. She explained that Diddy had sent it after she messaged him. "I know what you want, baby, but I'm not really in the mood for that part. I don't want to drive you crazy, though." It referred to a planned freak session, sex sessions involving drugs and escorts that Diddy orchestrated and forced her into. Jane then read another message she sent Paul. "I'm not a robot, just a mix of tired, hungry, sleepy, and drained." With tears streaming down her face, she added, "In that room, I felt like..." The courtroom held its breath. Jurors leaned forward, some frantically taking notes, others visibly moved. The prosecution asked, "Did you feel physical pleasure during the acts with those male escorts?" Jane replied in a broken voice, "No, I faked the orgasms to make him feel okay, so he wouldn't feel rejected." She described what she called a love contract, an informal arrangement where Diddy paid her rent $1,000 per month, and legal fees in exchange for compliance in these freak sessions, $10,000 a month, just so she wouldn't complain. Jane broke down when she spoke of her jealousy toward other women Diddy was seeing. Through sobs, she said, "I kept asking why I had to break my own limits and still be treated like this." She had texted Diddy in 2023, "At least say you understand that it wasn't cool to bring me in just for hotel nights, while others had private jets flying them around the world." Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for, the Las Vegas testimony. Jane took a deep breath and began describing the January 2024 trip with the iconic rapper and his wife. She said cautiously, "He was very close to Diddy, an icon. They partied at a strip club and ended up in a hotel room with 7 or 8 people, including an escort named Anton." What followed was explicit. Anton had sex with a woman while the rest watched. Jane admitted she participated. The rapper, who was there with his wife, told Jane he had a crush on her and asked for a referral to another escort for a private freak session with his wife. Every detail Jane gave matched Kanye and Bianca's known movements during that exact time. When asked why the rapper would request such referrals, Jane said, "Maybe they assumed I was in the scene, or they heard it from Diddy or someone else who knew the situation." What drove Diddy mad was finding out about the trip. Jane shared text he sent. "How could you go to another man's freak session?" He repeated this line over and over, screaming. According to Jane, she said Diddy reacted violently. He ordered her to perform a sexual act on Anton and then forced her to take a pill. "Sean made me do it," she testified, clearly ashamed. Her testimony painted Diddy as not just jealous, but controlling, even after their breakup. Even as she tried to move on, he wanted to punish and humiliate her. During a trial break, chaos erupted outside the courthouse. A furious Kanye West, still blocked by Secret Service, shouted in front of cameras, "I'm here for my brother. I'm here for the truth." Reporters rushed to him. They don't want me to testify about what I really saw, he said, while Bianca Censori stood silently beside him. When the break ended, the courtroom atmosphere was completely different. Jane had heard about the chaos and immediately realized he was a rapper from Vegas. Her description had been accurate enough for Kanye to feel the need to come defend himself. Back on the witness stand, Jane was visibly shaken, her hands trembling. The prosecution resumed questioning, focusing on physical violence. Jane recounted a June 18, 2024 incident in her Los Angeles home, where Diddy allegedly dragged her by the hair, yelling, "You're trying to make sure I never see my kids again." She grabbed her phone to call a woman she suspected Diddy had brought over. Voyage avec SES enfant Diddy elevate Geifel trace fort non pas avec SES mains mais avec sunbras la Sullivan du sol don unprised d'étranglement LSE take kashi pendant tours mais quan L etate revenue Diddy etate toujours la et evate commence a fair pression sur L pour chuo fast veneranton elevate fini par aller le church pour lule se entrée de photos for Montrese Encores represented Cotter ports and demages lu placard la salle de bain la chamber et la chamber. Diemus defense par Didi, Durant C, combat pen and K, Jane, terminate Sun, Temo, Ignich, Kanye, Westivate, quit le tribunal, Mazavate, post, undeclaration, explosive, sir, SCS, réseau, social, le message de cette simplement, la vérité éclater, J, Canes, les fate, J, says, C, que SS réellement passé, set newt la Vegas, etc, n'est pas si tu el pretend. En quelques minutes, loop post evade to millions of views, convene to send element to confirm or chuael etate, lu rap per mystier du Temo, Ignich. The Jane du tout en contestant save version de vehemence, el avocat de Diddy and immediatement, a nouvelle pause, leur strategy de defense, vine de vote, en éclat, il innovate pas prévuqué, Kanye confirmer publicment son implication tout, en contestant lu temo ignich quan la session, es reapers Jane, du maintain conscient K, Kanye evate publicment contest son, temo ignich etate visiblement plus defensive, el avocate de la defense tenegeros reprise son contre derogatoire, vous avez conduit. Por aller churcher, Anton vu Orias pu pardonan, demanda Garregos. We repana jam maismon and font etim moi vivens las et facile. Blue point culminant vinquan de regos demanda, vu donneries votre maison, nsi palai vu puvis. Jane evate parliament declared chuel donnerate tout large and chuel evate reki de Didi side elevate revenor, and arriere mais quandos Louis demanda el donnerate se maison el repondit. E bien mon and font etim moi vivens la. C. Tate. Un moment relateur comme montrer la complexité de essa situation el de cette chuel, belate tout donner, mais quand il s'agit de essa réelle pratique, avoir un toit pour son enfant el hésité Jane confirma, aussi chuel recevait environ $5,000 par mois de son ex-largement presume être FY elevate opérant recu entre $40,000 et $47,000 par mois de pension. Alimentaire jusqu'au CK 5 Saint Ale injustice avec de proves que vate convaincu un jug de redoire le paiement. O tenny le moment lu plus choken de la journée, fa quan un enregistrement audio cell fa Joe Sulman pour le jury vecta, ecateurs el enregistrement etate. Lié, UX new deal tel de Didi Penenke, Eladio Jua Jane, Tamoynia, Jamie Sentais Kamanji, any sweepa on actrice for me CK, bu attendas opere 24 hours performance non-stop Penenke CT audio Jua Didi. Kamenka a SSY less you avec de muchwires, IL acute el enregistrement, a koti de son avocat. Partisan de ecateurs lu fake K Didi plur, and a couldn't CT audio sugrate chuael ete particularment a cabin penike Didi lutate contra CS emotions Jane continue son, temo ignage avec un revelation troubling el admit chua pre, check frick el envoy de messages, AUX escorts, poor less rasher report trails, and as he sente possiblement utilize. J valet chuael as he sente valorize. Expliquitiel revelant on humanite and attendu, occur the set sorti de machinations etate on. Detail que revenate can stam and dawn sun temo ignite set tentative de cesperie, de preserver unsemblant de dignite, humane dawn de situation deshimanis and quan on Louis de Manasai, elvelate, SE souvenir de chak new dio tell us a repons fut decrin cum G. Eliat de Jamerise, Pulvor less ublier C casuvitate, si perturbant K meme less journalist chevrones, presents Don La Sal, de tournerant le regard Jane Racana comment, el planifiate un fric of avec Diddy, and 2023 Louis envoyant. J. Trouvé and Guard pour l'enfant et toy two choices. Su entendu il devait choicer el score pour la soirée mais CS reglas etain arrives don un geste de désespoir absolute elevate envoy à Didi and photo de sun tampon and sanglant pour Viter del War, a partis for el assistance red and sun souffle set image set prove visual. the Jusco and Femme Ite Preet. All poor chapper. SES seances resume tout El Horror de la Situation mais lu plus. Trouble nitate encore, Air Jane, Revelique, Parfois meme pennant lurs, Reglas Diddy less. Forcate quan meme parts for the scenes, the crites come I and do sang for two melons de El Wild Poor BB, et meme de El Urine l'industry. Due to Vertus McVine to discover SES, propers hobbies, le jug, Aaron Sabromian lutate, pour maintenir El Order Dawn C Chaos. Judiciaire, less objections, fuse to touts parts, less debats etain aside intense trials of vain, do retarder el audience duna lamatin. Me my o why evade untension palpable K, less chimeras any captain pa unbudly carney. Entre la defense ETL accusation, sir chak detail chak prove chak, temo ignage meme la, procure maureen come se fit, recader par le ju quan el tenda de wire certain elements por adia le temo ignage Jane, lucystem judiciaire, Louis meme semblate, sir Lou point de cracker, Sue Lupoids, a set of fair poos, vite le moment, Lou plus surrealist the tout said journey surrealist, avant quitter la salle the audience. Jane de fit quelques chose caperson, innovate, view vener elprit. Dawn SES bras la procure maureen come ETL evocate de la defense tenny garagos, lest du femmes que named to pass de jurors, essa front affairissement, Ellen, essa and a protege Jane, elotra tentan de truar se credibilite esse retrovan touts, lest du embraces par la meme femme, quan come Louis demanda vex stupefaction, porquoi eats vu ICI, Lara ponsa Jane, fut d'un simpliciate deconcertin J te sinalor, D sweet venerdis or cis mos, el audience, fut levy less pro chains. Jurors less procure come te appeller on agent federal E.T. Jonathan Perez, el ancien assistant to Didi Jane of 8 termin son, Calver, a la bar, mais en question demurate Dawn 2 less esprits comment on femme pavadal embracer, a la fois ce que la defendant E.T. Ce que tentant la de truire, set image de Jane Serrant Dawn SES bras, lest du cams opposes resume put at you la complexite trouble to set fair, could continue to desher elamerique, penique le soleil SE. Couchates are manna than less repercussions to said journey, continuing to SE pro pager, a travers l'industry musical, less telephones and nay and dawn, less bureaus of direction, less avocats travel and tar dawn la nudity quote part Sean.